Good everyone and welcome to this class. So remember previously we said that factorization there are two techniques, there are two methods or two ways it can be achieved. The first one is by using factor theorem only, and the second one is by using factor theorem and the division techniques, that is the log division method. And when is this one useful? It says this is done when certain number of factors is expected and the all possible application of theorems could not produce enough factors to the extent of using comparison technique for the last factor. So remember, when we are using factor theory, we first determine the first factor. If it is two factors we are looking for, we determine the first factor using factor theorem, and then the last one we determine using comparison method. And if it is three, we determine two using factor theory, and then the last one using comparison. But this time around, they're saying, what if in a case maybe you are asked to get three factors, and then factor theory could not produce two, because before you can do comparison method, you must have gotten two factors. If it is three you are looking for, you must have gotten two, and then do comparison method for the last one. So what if factor theory could only produce one? And then in the case of looking for two factors, what if factor theory could not produce any? What do we do? So they said in a case where factor theory could only produce one, when we are looking for three factors. So the other alternative is to use a long division method to get the other factors. So that's what we are going to use here. That's what we are going to apply here. And the question we want to solve is, it says factorize x cubed plus x squared minus 6x plus 4. Now let's try using factor theorem first. Now we have that f of x is equal to x cubed plus x squared minus 6x plus 4. Now let's start with f of minus 1. F of minus 1, this will be equal to minus 1 to the power 3 plus minus 1 to the power 2, then minus 6 into minus 1 and plus 4. And this will give us minus 1 there. While this one will give us plus 1. And this will give us plus 6. And the other one will give us what? Plus 4. Right? And from here, you notice that this is not equal to 0. This is minus 1 plus 1, this is gone, this is plus 2. So this is not equal to 0. It's not equal to 0. Therefore, x plus 1 is not a factor. It's not a factor. So the first one is not work. So let's substitute f of 1. And this will give us 1 to the power 3 plus 1 to the power 2 minus 6 into 1 and then plus 4. And this will give us 1 plus 1 minus 6 plus 4. And if you notice, 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 minus 6 is 0. So this is equal to 0. That means x minus 1 is a factor. So we've gotten one of the factors. Now let's go over to 2. Let's substitute f of minus 2. F of minus 2. And this will give us minus 2 to the power 3 plus minus 2 to the power 2, then minus 6 into minus 2, and then plus 4. And this will give us minus 8 plus 4 plus 12 times 4. 6 times 2 is 12 times 6. Then plus what? 4. Now if you look at this thing, 4 plus 4 is 8. Now 8 minus 8 is 0, but then 12. So this will give us 12, which is not equal to 0. So this is not a factor. That is x plus 2 is not a factor. It's not. a factor. Now we continue. Now let's substitute f of 2. f of 2. f of 2 will give us 2 into 3 plus 2, 2 into 2, then minus 6 into 2, and plus 4. This is 8, plus this is 4, then minus this is 12, times 4, 6, 12, plus 4. Now, 8 plus 4 is 12 already. Now, 12 minus 12 is going. This will give us 4, which is not equal to 0. So, x minus 2 is not a factor. Now, let's go over to f of 3. f of minus 3. And this will give us minus 3 to the power 3, then plus minus 3 to the power 2, then minus 6 into minus 3, and plus 4. This will give us 3 times 3, 9 times 27, minus 20, 27. And this will give us plus 3 times 3, 9. This will give us plus 18. 3 times 6 is 18. Minus 6 plus 10 plus 4. Now let's see. This is not equal to 0. So this is not a factor also. X plus 3 is not a factor. Now let's continue. So x minus 4 is not a factor. Now at this point, what do? We now use the division technique. Since we start from 1 to 4 and we are able to get only one that is a factor, we now use that one that is a factor to divide the equation itself. I'm using long division method. So we are able to get what is it again? X minus 1 as a factor. So we divide this now with x minus 1. So we have the equation as x cubed plus x squared minus 6x plus 4. And we are dividing with one of the factors we got, that is x minus 1. And now, like we used to do, you look for a number, or is it a variable that when you multiply with x, it gives you the first term here. It gives you x cubed. And what is that number? A variable, it is x squared. Now x squared times x will give us x cubed. Now x squared times minus this is x cubed. X squared times minus 1 will give you minus x what? Squared. And now you subtract. Of course, this one will be here. 64 will be here. And then coming to this one, remember we were subtracting the second one from the first one. So this is just like minus times minus is plus. So plus x squared plus another x squared. This is plus 2x squared. And then of course x cubed minus x cubed, that one is gone. So move to the second stage. Now you look for another number again, which when you multiply with this one gives you 2x squared. And what is that number? It is 2x plus 2x. Now 2x times x will give us 2x squared. And then 2x times minus 1 gives you minus 2x. This is 6x. What is that right there? Sorry. 6x plus 4. So that 2x minus times minus 1 gives us minus 2x. And now, bring this 4. Remember, this is minus, we're subtracting the second from the first. Minus times minus here is plus. So minus 6x plus 2x will give us minus 4x. Remember, this is plus. And then 2x squared minus 2x squared, that one is gone. Now, move to the third stage. Now, you look for another number of variable that when you multiply with x, it gives you what? Minus 4x. And that is what? Minus 4. So minus 4 times x will give you minus 4x. And then minus 4 times minus 1 will give you plus 4. And then you subtract. Of course, this You subtract this minus this is give you 0, and this minus times minus is plus. So this minus this will also give you 0. Therefore, the factors we are looking for are the first one, which is x minus 1, and then this other one, which is what? X squared plus 2x minus 4. And this is the final answer. So thank you for watching.